our main character Lloyd defeats the Demon King. With his last words, the Demon King tells Lloyd that he will lose all reason to live because people will avoid him and see him as a threat to the world. And Lloyd then says goodbye to the Demon King and kills him with a sword in the chest. At this moment, the daughter of the Demon King, hiding behind a huge stone, sees his father being killed. Her servant calms her down and tells her to be quiet, that she is our last hope, and then she promises herself that one day she will kill the hero. 6 months pass. Lloyd arrives in the kingdom of Dilgrand, where he ends up in the king's palace. He greets the king, after which the king congratulates Lloyd for defeating the Demon King. The king tells why he called him and says that he wants to give him the title of Border Count and gives him land. He also says that there are mines with precious metals in these lands, but also that there are many monsters there, and he asks him to kill them all. After Lloyd leaves, the king's right-hand man asks why the king did this, since the lands given to Lloyd are barren. The king tells her to calm down and says that he, the Dragon King, lives there, an immortal so powerful that he could destroy a city in one night. Even the Demon King could not control him. Then she realized that the king had sent him to certain death. The king says that from the very beginning he planned it so that he and the Demon King would kill each other. But he turned out to be stronger, and for this he sent him to the Dragon King so that he could finally finish him off. A month later, he finally reaches the suburb of Rodmay. Lloyd, sitting in the cart, realized that he had been forgotten and thrown out of his country. He remembers how it all began, how he took part in a body modification experiment, and he also talks about how difficult it was for him as a child. He raised his hand that day because he wanted someone to need him. The driver distracts him by saying that the road ahead is bad. He gets out of the cart and says goodbye to him. The carriage driver quickly returns to the city because of the monsters and hears a roar, and with a very surprised face sees how the hero is no longer there. Lloyd enters the tunnel into Mount Rodbear, turns on the lamp and thinks what kind of monsters there are here. He finds a huge space, and the king of the dragons comes out of the darkness. The dragon tells him whether he knows that this is his territory, and Lloyd with an indifferent face thinks only about how he fit in this place. The dragon says, "Are you really scared that you can't even utter a word?" Lloyd, with a serious face, says that he has long forgotten this word and orders him to leave here, saying that these mountains are not his, but the kingdom of Dilgrand. The Dragon King uses his fire breath out of rage, but Lloyd doesn't care. He begins to explain that this is due to his energy barrier and that he is not an ordinary person, but a little special. The Dragon King flaps his wings and beats with his tail, but of course our protagonist stops the blow with one hand. Lloyd throws his sword and clenches his fist. The dragon doesn't have time to snipe and Lloyd sends him into the wall with a direct hit. For the last time, Lloyd asks if he wants to leave, but the answer is only a refusal. Then he asks why he didn't fight seriously, and then he realized that he didn't mean to kill him, but just wanted to scare him away. The Dragon King asks to kill him, but Lloyd refuses him, saying that there was no such order from the king. Since the monster did not kill people, then this order does not exist. The Dragon King is not smart because for people his dragon corpse is very valuable. Lloyd says that this is so, but this does not interest him, because he has already committed so many unnecessary murders. Then he says that he is called a hero, carrying out the king's orders alone. He killed the Demon King and is now considered a threat to humanity, and he also adds that the king's order was only for us to kill each other. Then the Dragon King asks why he accepted this order. Answering, Lloyd says that he still has nothing, no love, no family, and all he has is power. So if I don't follow orders, I will still drag out a meaningless existence and then leave this place. But before he can get out, he is stopped and sees the silhouette of a woman. He is proposed to, and a woman named Evelise introduces herself to him. Evelise asks what is his name. Lloyd. Hero Lloyd. Evelise grabbed Lloyd's hand and said, "Please, let's live together."